Go ahead, Beck.
My name is Ron Phillips. I'm with Coastal Enterprises in Wiscasset, and we work on investment and technical support for small businesses and affordable housing and community facilities in Maine. We've developed a policy framework for all of you, and I've got copies for each of you to take back and read. It does touch on such issues as natural resources, affordable housing, and so forth, but we also mentioned something about tax credits and what the state can do using tax credits to drive certain kinds of public policy interests. And on that note, my question is this to each of you. This might be the wrong forum to ask this, but I was just fortunately at an opening of a project in Waterville yesterday called Educare, which some of you might have been to or heard about, which is a multi-million-dollar facility next to the school there in Waterville, supporting children. Child care and development of children, also prenatal care for families, many of the limited resource families in the Waterville community. It's a model, perhaps a model in Maine and also nationally. It has a national significance. I thought it was incredible, the partnership that came together there, and of course the key indicator is that investment in children at an early age is going to speak wonders going on through grade school, high school, and so forth. What do each of you think about childcare, investment in childcare, even given the budgets and cuts we're talking about here, to invest more in children in the state of Maine?
All right, thank you. And Paul, we'll go down one from Elliot Cutler and start with you.
Think about...
Elliot, I'm going to start with Paul, since you got to start last time. Thanks. I didn't speak loudly enough. Go ahead.
Well, being from Waterville, I'm a very big supporter of Educare. The city took a very active role in it. And unlike Mr. Cutler has been saying, there's 40% of the kids in the Waterville school system don't drop out. That is not a correct statement. And he said it twice, so it really sort of offends me a little bit. But we do need some work in working with our kids. I had the good fortune while being mayor of Waterville to go to Russia for 2 years, for 2 different trips with a sister city. And in Russia, every child starts school at 18 months. The only 2 holdbacks, they got to be potty trained and they got to be able to walk, and then they start. And I'll tell you something, that in high school, through high school, the discipline and the respect these children show is far greater than we have been achieving in our country.
All right, Libby.
Thank you for bringing that up. We've been trying to follow rules and talk only about college, but thank you. You're right. That's where it begins. Educare is one of the most exciting things to happen in Maine in a very long time. It is a public-private partnership. Thank goodness Mrs. Buffett liked Maine, and she understands the value of investing in kids, but so did the city, so did the state. We all came together because it was very, very important. Part of the money that I talked about in getting for the state by renegotiating the liquor contract, I have also said we want to put preschools in every school in the state of Maine. You shouldn't be able to get preschool simply because you're born in the right town. If it's good for kids in Andover or Vassalboro or Waterville, it's good for kids all over Maine. So we have to start following the evidence. We know it's important. It will help people not only do well in high school and grade school, but it keeps people out of prisons. It just has such long-range implications. We could talk about that one topic for the entire session. Thank you.
All right, Sean Moody.
Hopefully that potty training helps with that potty mouth, you know? But I think it's been said well here today, investing and spending. Reduce spending, but not adolescence. And that's when the brain development takes place, as everybody said here now. It's imperative that we make those investments in our youth. Because if we don't, you know, who are we? I mean, we don't want to be the generation that leaves Maine in a wake of debt, desolation, and disrepair. That's exactly why I'm running for governor. It's not going to happen on our watch. It can't. Every generation before us has made Maine a little better and a little easier. So now we got to dig down, work harder, and bring ourselves out of the slump that we're in. And we're going to work our way out, we're going to grow our way out, and we're going to invest our way out. Thank you.
How do you feel about educating children, funding that?
Absolutely.
Okay. What was the question again?
If you want to put our money in a
It's about
Educare. Yeah, I know what the question is. I just kind of want
childcare.
3 minutes on the clock if I could get them. In reality, so look at the situation. Curriculum, I mentioned it earlier. What a great opportunity investing in young, innovative solutions to introduce a curriculum and a discipline for a curriculum at that time. That's a great and unique opportunity, and I support that absolutely. T.S. Eliot said we are distracted from distraction by distraction. And our curriculum today in our schools has gotten way out of hand with electronic entertainments and the TV curriculum, and it's competing. And I think getting young kids into a curriculum and into a mode, that's brilliant. The other piece of this is, what are we really talking about? Are we investing in the children? Or are we really helping the parents here? And we need to look at the lack of jobs and lack of opportunity and lack of the availability for parents to afford proper daycare and proper prenatal services. So that's a big piece. You know, we always want to look at the symptom. I kind of look at things holistically. Jobs have not been talked about, but they're the underlying theme of this whole conversation. That kind of investment shows clearly that we're not getting enough people in an environment where they have the wealth and resources to take care of themselves. But I would support and I would look to fund that, absolutely.
All right, Elliot, now I'll let you answer a question.
Thank you. I've been very patient. Ron, I visited Educare twice, once when it was being built, once last week when it's already in operation. It's a fabulous facility. Waterville ought to be congratulated for it. Unfortunately, we don't have the Alphon Foundation, the Buffett Foundation, the Gates Foundation available in every town and city in the state of Maine. Now, that does lead to one important point, I think, and that is that I think we leave a lot of money on the table in the state of Maine. I don't think we do a very good job, or not as good a job as we should, in making sure that we try to find federal funds and grant money from foundations in ways that benefit the entire state. We really ought to have one place, whether it's in the governor's office or somewhere else, where we help towns and cities all over the state in a very focused and concentrated way, try to get our hands on the kind of money that was available to Waterville to build that facility.